Hi Taurus, this is your horoscope for September 2023. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to have a look at what the planets are doing this month, what energy they create amongst themselves, and how that's going to influence you here in the month of September. What's interesting is that Jupiter, the lucky planet, and Uranus, the planet of the miraculous and the unexpected, they're both in your sign of Taurus in your first house. Now, the interesting thing is that Jupiter is direct until the 4th of September. It goes into retrograde until the 30th of December, so the end of the year. And the way I see this playing out for you guys, Taurus specifically, is that you may be working on something that's pretty much set in stone. You rely on it, you don't really question it, it's worked in the past, it's going to work again in future. It may be that around the 4th, that some sort of event occurs which is completely unexpected and which kind of puts the spanner in the works of what you're planning to do. And the reason I say that is Uranus is something unexpected, right, and big. Jupiter makes everything bigger and expands it. It's the biggest planet in our solar system, and it is all about expansion. So I'm getting a sense almost like the tower in the tarot, where something that you've taken for granted or something that is so effective in your life that you don't even pay much attention to it anymore, and it's kind of become part of the furniture. Excuse me. There's some sort of upheaval with that around the 4th of September. So anything that you're kind of working towards or working on, and you notice that, oh, I've done this a million times before, I'm not even going to pay attention. Really do pay attention to that kind of thing and expect changes to occur at the beginning of September, because then you'll be prepared to deal with any changes. The other thing about Uranus and Jupiter is that it's change that ultimately is good, right? It may feel unpleasant at the time it's happening, but ultimately it leads to something better. So I would suggest that you work on accepting any unexpected changes that occur rather than, stomping your feet and saying, this is not happening, I'm in denial about it. Accept it, work with it, and by the end of the month, you'll have a very unexpected outcome and something different that you couldn't even have planned for at the beginning of September. So I see for you guys, Tauruses, that things are changing quite drastically, which again, Taurus doesn't usually enjoy unexpected changes or surprises particularly. But this month I see one coming your way. Initially it looks somewhat problematic, but ultimately it's a good thing. So just keep that in mind. A day before that, on the 3rd of September, we've got Venus, the planet of love and beauty and creativity, and also your ruler, that goes direct. So it has been in retrograde, it appeared to go backwards, and now it's moving forward again. So it's much safer to start new things, new ventures that you're emotionally invested in, new businesses, new relationships, and it sits in your 4th house. So for you specifically, Taurus, September is a wonderful, wonderful time to start new relationships, to look at the romantic side of life. If you're single and you don't want to be, it's a wonderful time for you to meet that new person, to meet the partner. And out of all of the signs so far, I think you're going to be luckiest when it comes to romantic relationships. So the upheaval that can happen on the 4th is the love of your life, the new person coming in when you least expected it. Moving forward until the middle of the month, the 14th of September, we have a new moon happening. That's a new moon in Virgo, and it occurs in your 5th house again of what you love. What you love work-wise, what you love in terms of your romantic relationships, children, your family, your home life. So the new moon is when the moon goes pitch black and it takes a moment to stop working. And it says, I need to recharge my batteries, thanks. I have a whole 28-day cycle ahead of me. I need some power to get through that, right? So it's pulling all this Virgo energy in. Virgo is about creating order out of chaos and getting structured and organized and making sense of information so that you have an action plan in place which you feel comfortable and safe about. Virgo is often associated with the nurse, and it can also be associated with a sense of duty or guilt or anxiety. All of that is coming into your 5th house, and it's saying, do you know what, I want to create some structure in my personal life, or I want to know that the things I love and I care about are going to exist in my future. It's almost like the upheaval at the beginning of the month has made you feel a little bit wobbly, and what you want here in the middle of the month is security. So in my experience, when the top priority is security, a lot of people become willing to trade in passion and desire. Because the two don't always go hand in hand, right? Something that's constantly new and thrilling and exciting, in essence, is insecure, because you don't know when it's coming or if it's going to continue coming. And things that are routine and secure and reliable are often not particularly thrilling because you've done it all a million times before. So it's about finding balance between those two things and saying, okay, what do I care about in the here and now? And relationships are a big theme. What action steps can I take to ensure that I get myself into that position? So if I've never tried online dating, maybe I should try it. If I've never gone out with my friends and spoken to a stranger or something, maybe I should try it. So it's the willingness to try something new in a practical sense to get a different result and outcome. On the 15th of September, Mercury, the communication planet, does go direct. So Mercury is in retrograde for the first half of the month, and then it's direct for the second half of the month. The downside of Mercury retrograde is that communication and transportation is a little bit more challenging. It's these little annoyances like emails not being delivered, or mail not being posted, or someone forgets the message you told them or what to look out for, or that the bus is late or the plane doesn't arrive or whatever it may be. On the plus side, when Venus, what am I saying? Let me start again. The plus side is when Mercury is in retrograde, you're willing to adopt a different perspective and you become more teachable. So for the first half of the month, you're willing to kind of speak to pretty much anybody or expose yourself to different things because you're willing to learn and you're willing to reserve your own judgments and experiences from the past and to try something completely new. The second half of the month, your usual perception and sense of things returns and you feel more secure in terms of your ability to decide and to make good judgments. And I feel actually that with the whole new relationship stuff, I think you benefit from the Mercury retrograde that exists until the 15th of September because you're more open-minded and willing to experience different points of view and therefore people. And again, it can bring in the miraculous and the unexpected, something that's completely outside of your comfort zone. So Taurus, I would like you to get ready to be surprised in a positive way here in September because it's certainly going to deliver something exciting and unexpected. On the 19th of September, we have the Sun forming an opposition with Neptune. And in your case, again, it's super helpful because I'm trying to create order in my romantic relationships. And now my dreams are guiding me as to what I should do, who I should speak to, where I should connect. So it's almost like your intuition is guiding you and bypassing your head, your intellect, and is just guiding you in an emotional way to the place you want to be. What came to mind as an example when I experienced this, I remember I was at a convention years ago, and I was looking for a new sponsor, right, in this organization. And I was talking to someone, and I looked across the room, and I saw this guy, and I'd never seen him before, or never nothing, right, a total stranger. And suddenly I felt this remarkable sense that I was on like a wooden trolley and I was being pulled towards this guy. And before I knew it, I was standing in front of him saying hello. And my brain was nowhere to be seen. And it was just something that life kind of wanted to position me in the right place so that something could happen. It was almost like it was destined. And it really was destined because that relationship was part of my life for more than 10 years. So that was significant. Excuse me. And that's what I'm getting for you guys, Taurus, here in September. On the 23rd, we have the September equinox, the beginning of autumn. And the thing that is key here in your chart on this day is Pluto and the moon in Capricorn in your 8th. And that kind of complicates things because you're now being thrown a curveball and you may be given more work, by your employer, or you may have to exert yourself more. And the focus is away from relationships and everything else you've been considering this month, and it's a total change, or you're being expected to change your perspective and to do extra work. So if you do have like a lot of work on in September and you're able to kind of plan that or schedule it in some way, the week from the 20th of September to let me just give you the exact date. The 23rd of September is a Saturday, right? So I would say from the Thursday, the 21st of September, to the Wednesday afterwards, the 27th of September, that's the time when you're going to have the most work to do, and kind of plan that in. At the end of the month, on the 29th of September, we have a supermoon happening. Supermoon is a moon that appears larger than a regular full moon because it's nearer to the earth, and therefore we feel its influence more powerfully. It's a full moon in Aries, and that happens in your 12th house of spirituality and spiritual strength. It's at 6 degrees, and the strongest elements are fire and air. So again, you get really good ideas coming in from your higher self that says take this action for personal healing and for a completion or a resolution of some sort of a problem that has been a thorn in your side. You're able to close that off and get rid of it during this full moon in Aries. Wow. Okay, so a big month for you, Taurus. I hope you have a fabulous time. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on Book Your Reading to audio reading with me. I use astrology, the tarot, numerology, and my intuition in my personal readings. I combine all 4 things to answer any questions you may have. So if you're questioning your relationships or your career, or you're considering a move or anything at all, please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. Have a fabulous September, and I'll speak to you soon. All the best.